Jen, I am so proud of what Israel has been doing over the weekend. The United States helped in to take out some of these missiles as well that Iran was firing back at Israel. But when you look at the intelligence factor of the setup job against Israel, of Israel to take out these Iranian leadership, my Lord, it is really amazing to hear how this is all played out. Israel is not a country to be tussled with, and Iran is going to learn that very, very quickly as they are right now.
Well, I think we can pray that it will be quick. Israel says it hit command centers of a powerful Iranian military unit. A man who has been up into the wee hours trying to follow all of this is our friend, Rabbi Michael Barclay. He's got an incredible newsletter, guys, and he's an incredible person. RabbiMichaelBarclay.com is where you can find him. He's with us this morning. Rabbi, thanks so much for taking the time today.
Oh, no, thank you guys. And thank you for everything that you do. It's really fabulous and wonderful.
Well, let's talk about what's the latest going on. You can give us your assessment of that, but also the latest ask from Israel for the United States to join this war against Iran. What do you think the possibilities are of that? What's the situation this morning as people are waking up?
I think to start with that piece, I think the U.S. is going to be a little bit more involved. They have been involved over the last 72 hours with helping take down the Iranian missiles, the Iranian rockets, and the drones. Last night, their morning to last night, I want to say around 4 o'clock in the morning, our time, the Iranian parliament actually voted to start a bill that would pull them out of the nuclear non-proliferation treaty. That the fact that they're actually going down that road the U.S. is now moving a lot of aircraft to Germany. They're moving a second aircraft carrier to join the Vincent in the Mediterranean. Britain is sending our aircraft carrier. I think that everyone's going to get a little bit more involved now because they need to. They've realized, the fact that Iran would officially pull out says volumes. So I think we're going to get more involved.
President Trump, I think, was deliberately giving peace a chance here. It came out that he says, no, do not go after the Ayatollah. We've got talks. We're sending them a message. We'll get close to peace here. Talks are underway. He deliberately was sending that message to the world, I believe, that, hey, we're going to give this a try. Iran is not going to respond to that. And I think President Trump knows that. But I think he was publicly offering that up to the world so these world leaders would see that we gave them every chance. President Trump had one Truth Social post that I think said it all. He says, America has the most powerful military equipment on earth, and Israel has a lot of it. He was telling Iran, there's going to be nothing left of you if you don't come to the table. But Rabbi, I'm curious of your thoughts. I don't think Iran comes to the table. I think this ends very badly for Iran, and I think the world will be a safer place 2 weeks from now.
I agree with you totally, whether it's 2 weeks, 2 days, or 4 weeks. People need to understand that it's not like negotiating with another country. It's not like negotiating with someone who also wants peace and prosperity. They are not, and I shouldn't say the Iranian people are actually beginning the process of revolting, but the Ayatollah and the clerics who run this and the Revolutionary Guard, they're not interested in peace. Their theology is based on the Quran and the Hadiths, and the Quran and the Hadiths are very, very clear. Those are documents that are less spiritual documents, and they're more about world domination. And they worship death. We worship life. You can't negotiate with someone who, when they come to the table, says, well, I want you dead, and let's start there. Mm-hmm. And I think Trump, I find it ironic how many people view him as a warmonger when this man is so committed to peace through diplomacy as opposed to military might. And he really was giving Iran the chance to say, okay, you can see what Israel can do in one day. Come back to the table. And that's not at all where the Iranian regime has any desire to go.
Well, and I would think
So,
also we have to underscore that they are ruled by an ideology that says they are going to get glory from their God for killing the West, for killing Jews, for killing Americans. It's very hard to negotiate with that. But you brought up the people of Iran, Rabbi, and I think that's important. I think these messages from President Trump are not just talking to other world leaders, as Grant suggested, but also directly to the Iranian people who have access to this stuff. And does that help them? I mean, you mentioned that maybe they're getting close to revolt. I mean, we've been hearing this about the Iranian people for a long time, that their ideals are not lining up with their leadership. Where is that?
so it is. It's really important to understand that the Iranian people are subjects of the Iranian guard and the military, and they don't have weapons. They don't have those kind of choices. But look at the language of the last 3 days. In almost every one of Bibi Netanyahu's speeches, he has been saying, Iranian people, we are with you. We want to be a productive neighbor with you, things like that. So one of the procedures or policies of Israel that's been very effective in the past, it was effective with Beirut at one point, is the idea that you destroy not just the military infrastructure, but the economic infrastructure. And it gets to a point where the people will revolt and take out that regime. And that's the methodology that I think they're also using. They've lit up 2 different oil fields and refineries, just small fires, just to show that they can. They control the air over Iran. There's no question about it. They truly control it. And they can go in and in one day destroy all of the economics and make that country collapse economically. The leaders of Iran recognize that, which is why they're making now threats that they want to step out of the nuclear non-proliferation treaty, while they're saying that we may close the Straits of Hormuz, because they realize that Israel really can do a tremendous amount of damage to the economy, which would then inspire the people to even feel more comfortable revolting against the leaders.
So I would just offer up some caution and some insight from the past. We thought the people of Iraq would do the same thing. We thought people of Afghanistan would do the same thing. There are some countries that just cannot handle freedom. I hate to say that, but there are some people that do not have the intestinal fortitude. It takes exceptional people to handle freedom. America is exceptional. Israel is exceptional. I'll even give you have some European nations that are exceptional. They can handle freedom. Many of these Middle Eastern countries, these people cannot handle freedom. And to think that they're going to rise up in the name of capitalism and democracy and set their people free when for thousands of years they have not been ruled that way, I think maybe a tad naive. Not that I'm saying you're naive, Rabbi, at all. But I think we really have to have some caution that I think this is a matter of we're going to have to wipe this leadership out and make sure they never get a nuclear bomb. And if you get another dictator that comes in, then another dictator comes in. But they're never going to have the ability to hurt us, Rabbi.
You're 100% right. And you're also right about your caution, because we don't want to look at this in a Pollyannic way. The key is we got to get the Islamic leadership out of control of Iran. And if you look at these countries that also don't accept freedom so well, they are Islamic countries. Has to do with, again, the theology of the Quran, which is really not a theology. It's a process for world domination. So you're 100% right about that. The fact that they may rise up and get rid of the Ayatollah does not mean they're not going to have a dictator. They probably will. The question becomes, is it one who is ideological like the Ayatollah, or is it one who's just a corrupt dictator, which we can handle a little bit better? But we got to get the Ayatollah out of there. We got to get the leadership out of there, the regime out of there. And most importantly, right now, we have to make sure that Iran does not get nuclear weaponry. I don't know if you're aware or not that Saturday, I think it was either Saturday or Sunday, forgive me for the time running together, Pakistan came out and said, we are Iran's allies. 5 minutes later, India said, well, if you're going to be Iran's allies, we're Israel's allies. And an hour later, Pakistan said, well, if it gets really bad, we'll give nuclear weapons to Iran.
Wow.
About 7:30 our time this morning, the Russian foreign minister said that Iran has the right to defend itself, which is very disconcerting as well. So there's a lot to be done, and Israel's doing it very carefully. They're doing it very proactively. They're doing it very smartly. And they're doing it at great cost to themselves. I mean, people are dying. I think we've got about 24 people who've died at this point. Hundreds are wounded. But Israel is taking this a step at a time in a very, very smart way.
Yeah.
You mentioned the fact that the Mossad had been planning for well over a year. They had established a base inside Iran. So when this happened, they already had drones that were able to come up and take out all of these Iranian surface-to-air missiles.
Well,
and at this point, we've taken out a third of the surface-to-surface launchers as well.
It's amazing to watch. They're going to be tremendously debilitated. Rabbi, your insight is so greatly appreciated.
Yep.
And of course, we appreciate you coming on as we run over just a little bit here, but it's well worth it. Thank you.
Important conversation. Rabbi Michael Barclay, thank you so much. Sign up, get his newsletter delivered to you. Really important stuff. RabbiMichaelBarclay.com. And hopefully, Rabbi, I know you're busy tomorrow, but we'll get you on later this week for another update if that's okay with you.
Absolutely. I'm always here for you guys. You guys are truly doing God's work. You're truly doing everything so beautifully and so good for this world. And it's appreciated.
Well, right back at you. We appreciate you too. Thanks so much, my friend. RabbiMichaelBarclay.com is the website, and we'll check in later on this week as we continue